Hello, welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode of the John Ark Show is called Should I Be Investing in Gold Now? This is also a viewer consultation episode. This is where we answer questions from viewers who seek advice. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show. Also, to check out a website called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a site which allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite movie and television stars and athletes. So give it a try. A live 15-second call from a celebrity is $19.95, and a live 30-second call is $29.95. These are great gift ideas. You can purchase a live call for yourself. You can purchase a live call as a gift for somebody you know. You can do this on the holidays. You can do this as a motivational call for somebody. It's just a lot of fun and people love it. So give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. The first question is from Hal, and Hal writes, I'm an attorney that is growing more and more concerned about lawyers being replaced by artificial intelligence programs. Is that a valid concern? Yes. Some legal work will definitely be affected by AI in the near future. A lot of repetitive boilerplate work like drafting wills and other legal documents will be assisted by AI in the near future. And really, it's the law firms that are pursuing this themselves in order to reduce their payroll overhead and expenses. They're being crushed by the cost of the services they provide, and so they're trying to mitigate those costs. And AI software is just another tool that enables them to do that. The larger problem is that it's only a matter of time before a Silicon Valley entrepreneur partners with some very powerful venture capitalists to do to the legal profession what Uber did to the taxi companies. They will use AI technology to bring down the cost of legal services and to automate them. They will then use their financial power and their lobbyists to rewrite the laws that prevent anyone other than an attorney from doing this kind of legal work. Now, I know all the attorneys are saying, no, you need a law degree. Well, that's what the taxi cab companies used to say when they claimed that the laws protected them from competition. Laws can always be rewritten. Regulations can always be rewritten. And if there's a new force in the marketplace that's spreading around enough money, hiring enough lobbyists and their own lawyers to affect this change, then it's going to come. They did this with the taxi laws when they rolled out the ride-sharing services, and they will do the same thing with the legal profession. This is coming. It is inevitable. When that happens, you're going to see a reduction in the number of small and mid-sized law firms out there. You will also see more lawyers on the unemployment line. And I will go so far as to even predict that you will also see a rise of a new category of online super law firm, an artificial intelligence driven law firm that allows people to log on from all 50 states and have documents drafted and have legal issues addressed to some extent. Beyond a certain point, for the next 5 or 10 years, you will still need the intervention of human lawyers with actual law degrees to take cases to trial. But there is a lot of legal work that will no longer require attorneys, and that can be done by automated artificial intelligence programs. And that's where it's going to begin. Eventually, those services will increase, and they'll begin to affect more and more of the legal profession. But this is coming, absolutely. Next question is from Derek, and he writes, why are more and more celebrities getting involved in the purchase and sale of baseball cards? Well, it's not just baseball cards, it's all sports cards. And the reason for that is that the values of some sports cards is rising very quickly. As an asset class, their values are stratospheric. One celebrity, I'll give you an example. One celebrity recently purchased a baseball card 2 years ago for $180,000. They just sold that same sports card for $900,000. That's a five-fold return on their investment in 24 months. You know, most investors who work in other asset categories, they think they're geniuses if they can make 10% a year on their investment. But this celebrity made 500% on their baseball card in 24 months, and that is something everybody is noticing. That's the kind of return on investment that is causing people to dive into the trading, the buying and selling of baseball cards and other sports cards. That industry is just exploding. And the funny thing is, it was dying up until recently, until people saw what was happening. I predict that two things will happen. First, the value of cars will begin to skyrocket. We're seeing that already. Secondly, I believe that we will soon see an explosion of very sophisticated and high quality counterfeit cards entering the market. When that happens, it'll jeopardize the value of real cards because not everyone will be able to afford to authenticate or to have their cards authenticated professionally. The cost is just too prohibitive. So just as a few years back, there was tremendous damage done to the collectors industry by counterfeit baseballs and baseball bats and autographs and all of that. I predict the same thing will now happen to the sports card industry. In the intervening 10 or 15 years, the sophistication of counterfeits has just skyrocketed. People are, these criminal enterprises out there that are counterfeiting these cards and other memorabilia. Their technology and their protocols and their techniques for creating counterfeits, it's just increasing by leaps and bounds. So this is going to prove to be an ongoing challenge for collectors. Next, we have Maxine. Maxine writes, I'm a convicted felon and no one will hire me. What should I do? Well, you need to take one of your existing legitimate skills or develop a new skill and then go into business for yourself. Start a landscaping company, start a home cleaning company, maybe a delivery service. There are a lot of successful companies out there that were started by former criminals who turned their lives around. You may want to write some of them or contact some of them and ask them for advice. You should also reach out to any of your friends that may be in a similar situation to yours and see if they'd like to partner with you so you can combine resources and your skills to start a business together. There are possibilities. You just have to put the time and energy into them. Next, we have a question from Richard, and he writes, I'm thinking about starting a bakery. Do you think that this would work in this economy? Well, maybe if you started a gluten-free bakery. Also, you should consider selling other foods in addition to the bread. But they should be made of healthier ingredients because a lot of people are trying to avoid the traditional ingredients that have been used to create comfort foods in the past. Foods like bread and donuts and those sorts of things. So do a lot of research and focus on healthy ingredients. And the other thing, focus on pricing. The competition in this space is getting really, really stiff. So focus on the ingredients and on pricing. It does you no good to create gluten-free bread if it's 2 or 3 times as much as conventional bread. So keep all of that in mind as you develop your business. Next, Henry writes, a lot of my friends are contemplating moving out of California, but we can't agree on where to go for the best employment opportunities. What should we do? Well, I'm hearing this a lot lately. Once again, I would say go to red states like Texas and Florida. It's been statistically proven that red states are better run, have more jobs, less regulation, better quality of life, and lower crime. The politicians appear to be destroying the state of California, and that is causing a mass exodus. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is check the price of one-way U-Haul rental trucks leaving California and going to other states. They have skyrocketed. Now, if you want to rent a U-Haul or a Penske truck going to California, those trucks rent very inexpensively because nobody wants to go to California. But if you want to leave, wait till you check the rental prices on these moving trucks for one-way moves out of California. You're going to be stunned. And that is another indicator of how bad things are getting for California. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities and normal people believe that California is imploding financially, socially, and politically, so they are leaving in mass. You might want to leave before things get even worse out there. Next, we have a question from Jax, and Jax writes, should I be investing in gold just to play it safe now? Well, as I said before, I don't give financial advice, but I will tell you what a lot of wealthy and successful people are doing. They are buying gold and silver coins from multiple dealers and then randomly checking some of those coins to make sure they're real gold. They're drilling them and testing to see if there's gold or is it lead inside. They're doing this because there has been some fraud in the gold market and in the silver market as of late. So keep that in mind. Um, Now, a lot of people are seeing the dollar's buying power being eroded because of inflation and because so many dollars are being printed by the government, and they're hedging their bets by investing in assets like gold and silver that they believe will continue to rise in value. I will say this: don't convert all your assets into gold or silver. Whatever you decide to do, you need to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's a tired cliche, but every time you see someone who's bankrupted because of some investment, it's usually because they put everything into that investment category or opportunity. You need to diversify your portfolio amongst different asset classes. Maybe that means real estate. Maybe that means investing in the art market. Maybe it means investing in your own company. Whatever it is, diversify your portfolio. A lot of people like art and baseball cards to invest in because that requires expertise that they developed as a child. A lot of kids grew up loving baseball cards, and so they know a little bit about it. And that can be a great help when you're thinking about investing them. But here's the caveat. Here's the problem. The problem now is a new high level of counterfeiting that's so sophisticated that many art authenticators will no longer guarantee their services when they claim that something is authentic. That's a problem because this phenomena is now becoming so common. The art counterfeiting phenomena is becoming so common that authenticators are afraid of the liability. They're asking clients to sign waivers, which will not hold them responsible for their authentication. And if you're paying somebody to authenticate something, and they can't be held responsible for their claim that it is authentic, what good is their service? So with that, I want to say thank you for watching, and we will talk to you soon.